Welcome to the Legalpreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Sager, founder and CEO of Legalpreneur Inc. As a serial entrepreneur and someone that works exclusively with small business owners legally protecting their business, I'm dedicated to covering common legal issues faced by business owners, providing you with the business knowledge you need to catapult your business's growth and showing you just how some of the world's most elite entrepreneurs have handled these legal and business issues themselves. In true attorney fashion, the information in this episode is not legal advice. This is for informational purposes only, and you should always consult with your attorney before implementing any of the information in the show. Hello there, welcome back. I hope y'all are having a wonderful week. We've been cranking along. We've had so much going on this week, and I'm so excited to announce that as of today, we now have a 2-payment option for Dream Bigger. So many people have reached out and they're like, look, I want to pay for the hotel. I want to get there. I want the VIP, but right now it's just a lot. And so we recognize that, hey, it may be an issue right now. There's a lot going on in the economy. So we did just put up a 2-pay option for Dream Bigger. They're 30 days apart. So you can pay half now and then half in 30 days, which is actually after the event. So if you have been kind of towing the line, this is available for general and VIP. Seriously going to be such an epic event. And I'm so excited that we're going to have an IV bar there. We're going to have so many amazing vendors to connect with and find new resources for your business. On top of our amazing speakers, Ali Webb, Danielle Canty, Chris Harder, Dr. Wayne Purnell, Jake Kelfer, Lizzie Hofer. The list goes on. I'm so excited. I really, really, really hope to see you all there. You don't need a discount code. Just go to thelegalpreneur.com/dreambigger, sign up, and we'll see you there. And make sure you book your hotel ASAP because the room block is filling up and we only have so many rooms. So get that booked before the rooms are taken. Okay, getting into today's episode, the ideal refund policy. Now, for some reason, I don't know if there's something in the air, but honestly, I think it might have to do with the economy, but I've had a lot of clients asking about refunds lately. Like, hey, this person's asking a refund. What do I do? My contract says no refunds. Or what do I do about this? What do I do about that? And I just want to just put it all out there. I haven't covered this in quite a while. So I'm going to tell you what I think the ideal refund policy is. You are free to do whatever you want for the refund policy. I just want to tell you what I think the ideal refund policy is. So I think you should have in your contract no refunds. But hear me out. I'm not going to just say, okay, that's it, bye. So ideally, you want to have in your contract no refunds. The reason is because you can always go back on your contract if somebody asks, and that just shows that you're going above and beyond. But by default, you don't want to allow refunds. So one client I had, it was really 2 clients in particular. One, the other party was wanting a $7,500 refund, even though my client went above and beyond. They just weren't happy with results. So the client, they have an ad agency, and ad agencies, there's never guarantees with results, and we make sure their contracts are rock solid of, hey, you may not make a dime on these ads. And really, ads, you have to be running them for a certain amount of time. There's a whole thing, a process. There's a method to the madness with ads. And they actually did get this person a lot of sales. I think they were just expecting my client to make them $1 million business overnight. I don't know, but their client wasn't happy. They wanted a $7,500 refund, which was almost half of what they paid. And this was at the end of the contract. So my client had already fulfilled all the services. And I was like, girlfriend, no. I was like, you don't even have to offer anything. And obviously the contract said no refunds, and the client was threatening to put bad reviews, do this, do that. And I was like, I am sick and tired of people wanting to bully small business owners. And it's not even just not wanting to bully my clients, but I see it all the time, whether they're my clients or not. So many small business owners are getting bullied. They're like, oh, I'm going to run your name through the mud and this, because we've seen cancel culture. It's shit. And I mean, sometimes, yes, I think it's called for, but most of the time it's not. And in this situation, clearly it wasn't. So and of course, the other party was threatening to get an attorney involved, blah, blah, blah. And I told my client, they were doing all the back and forth messaging. And then finally I was like, look, just CC me on the email. Cause they're a legalpreneur client. And that's what we allow that with the legalpreneur membership. They can CC the attorney if they don't want to pay to get them involved yet. I said, just CC me, because they were threatening to get their attorney involved. And I was like, just put me on the email and say, hey, we've talked about this with our attorney. They're CC'd here. Let us know if you have any questions. Psh, literally, they were like, okay, fine. Like, done. The same thing with my other client he has a book writing agency. Client just didn't want to put in the work, and she was asking for a refund. He was like, she doesn't deserve a refund. Like, I've done what I'm supposed to. And that's why I think you need to have a no refund policy, and then you can go back on it, and which makes it look like you are going above and beyond. So this party, they just hadn't put in the work. Like, it's pretty much access. It's like a group program. So there's part like recorded videos, and then like part one-on-one access with my client. And he was like, Andrea, like, she's like, she has access to everything. She's just not doing the work, and she wants a refund because she doesn't have time right now. And I was like, dude, like, you can offer a refund, but you don't have to. And quite frankly, and I like gave him the whole spiel. I was like, I'm so tired of this. So I just think you should stick your ground and not give a refund. And it's just, I'm tired of people trying to bully small business owners, threaten this, threaten that. And so when it comes to refund policies, I think you should always have no refunds. If you're a product-based business, I think you should also have no refunds. Of course, if it's damaged or anything like that, that's a completely different story if the products are damaged. And then, especially for product-based businesses, possibly allow returns. And then based on what the products, why they want to return, maybe you pay for shipping if it is damaged, or you should pay for shipping if it's damaged. If they just want to exchange because they don't like the item, then they need to pay for shipping. I mean, there's a million different possibilities, but just some considerations when creating your own refund policy. And just be aware, you can always change it. So once you have a refund policy, it's not set in stone. If you do change your refund policy, you do need to give 30 days notice for any changes. And if you're a service-based business and let's say it's a group program or it's a course, I wouldn't change it. If it's a launch, like you do launches, I wouldn't change it if it's like, let's say it's a 6-week course. And if you just launched it and you're in the 6 weeks, I wouldn't change it until the next time you launch it. So if you're in the middle of a launch, don't change it after they've already purchased. I would do it after that cohort, and just do it for the next launch if you have changes to it. I mean, we can talk all day long about refunds. It's really a case-by-case basis, and that's why a lot of people love the Legalpreneur membership, is because these are things that come up more than anything else, questions about refunds, or hey, this person wants this person wants that, it's not in the contract. So we can kind of chat more about, even though it's not in the contract, should you do it? Should you do this measure of good faith, or are they just trying to see what they can get? Because a lot of times people are asking just to see if you'll say yes. And even if you say no, they probably respect you more, because it's like, hey, I did sign this contract. They're sticking to it. I got to stick to it as well. So that's my spiel on refund policies. If you have specific questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I mean, just to recap, I think you should say no refunds, and then take it on a case-by-case basis, and not tell them that you take it on a case-by-case basis. But if somebody does ask you for a refund, then you personally can consider it on a case-by-case basis. Because if you say no refunds, or refunds are only allowed on a case-by-case basis, you're going to get more people that come to you pleading for a refund, instead of if you just said no refunds and then they come pleading to you. They're going to self-qualify or self-disqualify themselves and say, oh, no refunds, I'm not going to ask. A few people still will, but you want to keep that to a minimum. So just straight up say no refunds. But of course, we can always chat more. Feel free to reach out. We have the membership. Let me know if you have questions. See you next time. Here at Legalpreneur, we're committed to providing a supportive legal community for all business owners. I know how scary the legal stuff can be. If you found this information helpful, I would be so grateful if you could share it with a fellow business owner. And quite frankly, it doesn't cost anything to rate, review, or subscribe to the show. Your support helps me reach more listeners, which allows me to support more business owners in their entrepreneurial journey. Have any questions or comments about the show? Feel free to drop me a line on Instagram. I promise I read all of the messages and comments. And if you want to be a guest on the show or know someone that would make a great guest, simply fill out our application form and a team member will reach out if we think it's a good fit. I'll see you in the next episode.